Blessed Sunday, everyone. As we end our sermon series, let me remind you that you have to be, or we have to be, a rated G Christian because godly character matters. Hindi pwedeng sabihin mong Christian ka lang. Dapat godly tayo. Have you tried to walk in godliness, but you would have to admit that the problems of everyday living, like our job, relationships, bills, health, pain, hurt, sorrow, loneliness, sickness, aging, and death blur our vision of what God is doing in our lives. Minsan nasasabi natin, paano ako magiging godly kung yung mga kasama ko hindi? Or even to the point na masasabi mong, how can I be godly in an ungodly world? Sabi sa 1 Timothy chapter 4, verses 7 to 8, do not waste time arguing over godless ideas and old wives' tales. Instead, train yourself to be godly. Physical training is good, but training for godliness is much better, promising benefits in this life and in the life to come. Ano yung sabi ni Paul doon? Train yourself to be godly. When we look at those who confess to be Christians and are not taking a stand, we can see the effect it has. There are people who are looking for someone to follow. And if we are not living what we preach, then they are not going to follow us. The question is, how can I be godly in an ungodly world? Tandaan natin, unang-una dapat we have the right motivation. Look back on what Christ did and look forward to what Christ will do. Christ's past act and His future coming teaches us that we need to hold on to this. What Christ has done is exactly what we need. We have a commitment as godly Christians to reach the lost for Christ. Minsan nakakapagod din, alam ko yon. Iniisip natin na parang wala namang nangyayari, parang walang nagbabago. Mas lumalala pa ang mga problema ngayon dito sa mundo natin. Baka may mga pagkakataong nasasabi mong, sumang-ayon na lang kaya ako sa mundo kaysa sa mga turo ng Diyos. Kapag dumating ka sa point na pagod ka na sa ginagawa mo bilang Kristiyano at sa mga ginagawa mong pagpapakita ng godliness sa buhay mo, balikan mo yung ginawa at gagawin pa ni Lord sa buhay mo. Maging godly pa rin tayo kahit yung iba hindi. Number 2, we need to have the right perspective. Godliness is pleasing to God. God is pleased by our obedience to Him. And our godliness must be consistent. Every time, everywhere, to everyone, at any situation. Godliness makes the gospel attractive. The way we live out our faith can and will have an impact on those around us, and they are often observing us more carefully than we ever realize. Also, godliness brings joy. And lastly, keep in mind that godliness has value for all things. It has value for our marriage, our occupation, our home, our ministry, and it brings meaning to all of those things. Nagiging title na lang kasi minsan yung pagiging Kristiyano natin. Nagkakaroon tayo ng wrong perception sa salitang Christian. Nag-iiba yung pagtingin ng ibang tao sa mga Kristiyano. Alam niyo kung bakit? Dahil sa mga pinaggagawa natin or dahil sa mga nakikita nila sa atin. Umaabot tuloy sila sa puntong nasasabi nilang parang wala namang pinagkaiba, parang wala namang nagbago. Which leads us to our last point. We need to have the right approach. Narinig nyo na ba yung katagang sinasabi nila na tama yung intention pero mali yung pamamaraan? Minsan, yung sinasabi natin ay hindi umaakma sa ginagawa natin. Kaya merong hindi mga naniniwala sa atin na tayo ay Kristiyano. Meron kasing ginagawa na lang title yung pagiging Christian. Pero hindi naman nila ginagawa yung dapat gawin ng isang tunay na Christian. Sorry pero may mga Christian na tingin nila sa sarili na ay sobrang holy. Parang sinasabi nila sa'yo na, teka, huwag kang lumapit sa akin, makasalanan ka. Parang sila yung laging tama. If you're a Christian, you need to be godly and you have to realize na mali yung approach na ganon. And you have to consider yung approach mo if you want to live a godly life in this ungodly world. Sana maging lesson ito sa ating mga Christian. Alam niyo, sabi ni Mahatma Gandhi, I don't reject Christ. I love Christ. It's just that so many of you Christians are so unlike Christ. Medyo masakit yon. kung papakinggan mo at i-internalize mo ng maayos. So lagi nating tatandaan, living a godly life is not popular, but it's possible. Who knows what kind of influence you will have on others when you choose to live a life pleasing to the Lord. Continue to pursue, study, and practice godliness. Because today, in our ungodly world, godly character matters. Stop declaring that you're a Christian if you can even be godly. Be a godly Christian. Again, because godly character matters. Kamusta tayo sa series natin about rated G, and we are praying na ngayon merong pandemic, maraming problemang kinakaharap ang mundo, maraming mga taong nawawalan na ng pananampalataya sa ating Panginoon. Sana maging kasangkapan yung buhay natin, maging rated G tayo na Kristiyano, nang sa ganun magkaroon tayo ng impact sa buhay ng iba. Maraming salamat, and we hope na makasama pa namin kayo sa mga susunod na series. Thank you so much, guys. Happy Sunday!